Minister of Foreign Affairs Ali Sabry says that India's instant mobile payment system, dubbed the Unified Payments Interface, will be introduced in Sri Lanka and will be officially launched next week. Talking to Vion Media in Australia during his official tour with President Ranil Wickremesinghe, Minister Sabry said the signing of the agreement to launch the application is scheduled to be held virtually tomorrow under the patronage of the heads of state of both nations. The Unified Payments Interface is a system that powers multiple bank accounts into a single mobile application, merging several banking features, seamless fund routing, and merchant payments under one hood. It also caters to peer-to-peer collect requests, which can be used to schedule and make payments as per requirement and convenience. Each bank provides its own UPI app for Android, Windows, and iOS mobile platforms. Governments of both India and Sri Lanka commenced plans last year on fintech sector connectivity by linking India's Unified Payments Interface with Sri Lanka's payment platform, Lanka Pay. Last year, Prime Minister Modi and Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe signed an agreement in India accepting the Unified Payments Interface in Sri Lanka. The agreement was inked during Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe's two-day visit to India. So far, the UAE, Bhutan and Nepal have already adopted the UPI payment system.
How do you see the relationship between India and Sri Lanka going forward?
I think Sri Lanka and India have had a great partnership in the recent past. It has really improved, and we are happy to see a lot of projects which have been in pipeline for a long period of time is ultimately realizing. There is a lot of interest on the part of the Indian companies to engage in Sri Lanka, not only government to government, but private sector as well as people-to-people contact has improved. We have seen
Usage of Indian rupee, anything on the anvil?
Yes, I think on the next 12, via UPI payment gateway will be signed, and I think both our leaders will connect online. So hopefully with that, UPI will be allowed in Colombo. So that will boost the tourism back in Sri Lanka again. I think we are now scheduled to have it on the 12th of this month for virtually sign that.
Okay.
So with that, it will be officially launched in Sri Lanka.
Establishment of IIT in Sri Lanka, if you can give details.
Yeah, I think IIT, the delegation from Sri Lanka went to IIT Madras, and they are discussing this, a possibility of establishing IIT campus in Sri Lanka, probably in the hill country. So therefore, we see a lot of potential. And I see there a lot of potential for education in Sri Lanka.
One of your replies in New York that became very viral in India, that was related to Canada. How do you see the Canadian government's policy? We know that they still continue to make remarks on India, the relationship with Sri Lanka.
I think it's important that people should know there is a two sides to any story before jump to conclusion and only please a segment of a society or a community is not that great. That's not diplomacy. So therefore, we would urge all parties to take diverse opinion and give a diplomacy a chance, and don't be carried out with one-sided versions which have been promoted by certain people with a hidden agenda and ulterior motives. Because countries cannot get isolated themselves. Everyone needs everyone. So globalization means that people-to-people contact matters. So people-to-people contact means all people matters, not a group of people matters. So that's the message I have.